Hi there everyone, welcome to the video lecture series on double integration. In our previous videos we have seen how to write the double integral when the region is given to us. We classified it upon the types like type 1, type 2, type and like both and neither of those. Okay, so in this video we are going to learn something known as change of order of integration or changing the order of integration. Okay, the question in the examination is pretty straightforward. In most of the papers they ask you to change the order of the integration. Now what are we going to learn over here basically is the integral will be given to us and we are going to learn to draw the region, and we are also going to learn to shade the region of the integration. Let us see how. Let me take up one of the examples over here. This is the double integral given to us. Okay, so the function is a general function dx dy, so this means it is a type 2 region. Alright, and the constant limits are 0 to 1 and the variable limits are 0 to y. So let me write it in a much simplified way of understanding. That is, the constant limits are basically y equals to 0 up to y equals to 1. Then the variable limits are x equals to 0 up to x equals to y. Now observe the limits. Each of these is a geometrical figure in 2 dimension. So we will try to draw them. So the x-axis and the y-axis are given to us in the form of the equation over here. So x equals to 0 is the equation of y-axis and y equals to 0 is the equation of the x-axis. So let us draw them. You have them over here. Then when you go for x equals to y, we all know by this time that this is a 45-degree line passing through the origin. So that is what we have drawn. Now observe here very carefully. The constant limits are y equals to 0 to y equals to 1. Okay, but when you draw y equals to 1, you can draw the straight line also, or you can just put a mark and draw the line in this way. Okay, I am also showing the point of intersection of the lines over here as a1 comma 1. Now comes the very important and the crucial part, that which region should be shaded. Should we shade the triangular region, or should we shade the region below the line x equals to y, or should we shade the region above the line y equals to 1, or which one? So let us understand how it is done. Recall the theory that we have seen in our previous videos, that when dx dy is given, the horizontal line is passed across the region. So just draw a horizontal line. So where does the horizontal line first enters? It enters at x equals to 0 and it is exiting at x equals to y. That means it is entering at this x equals to 0 is the y-axis and it is exiting at the 45-degree line over here. Moreover, the projection limits are from y equals to 0 to y equals to 1. Alright, so this gives you the understanding that when the region is drawn, it is this triangular region that is what is expected to be shaded. So here you have to understand that this is the triangular region. Having drawn the triangular region, we now go for changing the order of the integration. So by change of the order of integration, what you are expected to do is you write first the integral, okay, and dx dy was the original question order, right? We change that order and write it as dy dx. Now comes the most important part, to write the limits. This is the main part where your marks will be evaluated. One of the places where your marks is going to be evaluated, or your answer gets evaluated, is the diagram. The diagram is the crucial uh, point at which your understanding about the mathematical concept of the double integral and the region is represented, or you demonstrate that thing, that yeah, you can understand what is it this double integral trying to tell you. Okay, now when the order is going to be changed, what is expected, that you know the theory how the order changes. Now, one very important thing, large number of students just tend to write all these random choices. Okay, they just think, okay, we can just look at the double integral and write these, any of these they write, like they just think that the order is changed, so the integral order is gonna change, and you can write the limits anyhow the way you like. So remember, if you write any of these three choices, like the variable limits goes outside and the constant come inside, and since you feel now y is gone inside and x has gone outside, I'll just do some kind of shifting of the integrals or variables. Each of this is a wrong notion. You cannot guess just by looking at the double integral the change in the order. Okay, sometimes the, as we proceed further in our videos and the concepts, you will realize that it is crucial for us to draw the diagram, because diagram helps us to understand the minor nuances which are hidden in the equations. Okay, so this is very important. So remember that you cannot write just by looking at the double integral and just write whatever you feel. Okay, it's not possible here. So let us see further how to write here. In order to write dy dx limits, you go to the theory again. You draw a vertical line passing through the region of the integration. It enters at the red dot, which is y equals to x now, because we need the limits for y. Okay, so the limits are y equals to x. Okay, the lower limit, it is exiting at y equals to 1. Okay, at the blue dot, can you see here? Okay, so y equals to 1 is the exit point. Of course, now the shadow or the projection of the triangular region on the x-axis is obviously going to go from origin to point 1. Alright, this is the projection, because that is the maximum the region shadow can go up to, or the projection can go up to, so 0 to 1. So the constant limits for x are going to be x equals to 0 to x equals to 1. So here we get the final answer for our double integral when the order is changed. Now observe here, it is not the same what you must have thought. It is not just changing the order by just at looking at by glance. It's very intelligent way. Yeah, no way this answer you can get it just by fluke. Okay, it's not possible. So you follow the procedure. The procedure is, first step, understand the curves that are involved. Step number 2 is draw the diagram. Step number 3 is carefully check the order and change it and follow the theory steps, whichever order you have to write, and then write the double integral finally. Okay, so our final answer over here is, you get double integral f of x comma y dy dx, y equals to x to 1, x equals to 0 to 1. Okay, this is your final answer for the double integral. Now this was the short video on change of order of integration. Okay, so in our next video lecture I will take up another example on change of order of integration. Till then, thank you. If you have liked the content, please hit like button, share with your friends, those who find it useful, and please comment below whatever doubts you have. Thank you till then.